Subscribe to HuffPost UK.
Things aren't always as they seem. I think people have this idea of celebrity and this idea of fame, and it's not really accurate.
I think the film is so fabulous, so I hope it does really well.
Oh,
I
you're
think
so sweet.
it's funny, it's obviously billed as this American football, but it's kind of like Black Swan vibes.
Yeah,
I feel
that's what
there's something
said, yeah.
the gays are gonna love, the girlies are gonna love. It's got something for
There's
everyone.
something for everyone. I completely agree.
On the surface, it's like horror, sports drama mix, but there's actually a lot more going on under the surface, and it's actually a lot about fame and success and celebrity, which is obviously something that you have a lot to say about. What does him have to say about celebrity and success?
I think what my main takeaway was that, things aren't always as they seem. I think people have this idea of celebrity and this idea of fame, and it's not really accurate. I think fame, as we see with Isaiah, can be a very isolating thing, a lot of pressure. Also feeling like you have to constantly outdo yourself and push yourself to the limit. And, I think it can be detrimental to your mental health and your emotional well-being. Yeah.
And your physical health as well, as we see in the film.
Yeah.
You once said to Charlie XCX that fame is something that you always just felt like was going to happen. You were obviously right. How is it compared to what you expected, and how does what him has to say about fame compare to your experiences?
I think it is what you make it, and it's how much you want to interact with it and how much you want to feed it. And, I think it's just, you can't get lost in it. You can't measure your self-worth in it. You just have to be really grounded, and that's kind of how I feel personally about it. Yeah.
It's something that you can have fun with.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely have fun with. You can definitely use your powers for good. It's like an insatiable thing, and you kind of have to draw the line on how much you want to give of yourself.
Yeah,
and keep some stuff for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and as we see with both of the male characters in the film, if you let it take over, then it really does take over.
It'll consume you, yeah.
Absolutely. Presumably since Uncut Gems, which was your breakout role, and that was a role that you inspired as well. I'm guessing there's been a lot of offers that come in. I'm just wondering, what was it about him that made you say yes?
Definitely, Jordan Peele's involvement, for sure. And Marlon Wayans, those were obviously that piques my interest, for sure. I'd always wanted to do more of a horror kind of psychological thriller kind of thing. I've never done that before. So I'd been kind of putting that into the universe. So when it happened, I was like, my prayers were answered. And, then meeting Justin and Tyreek is adorable and the rest of the team. It was just kind of a no-brainer.
Presumably you get offered a lot of roles that are either similar to yourself, or are similar to what people perceive you to be.
Definitely.
And I think when we first meet Elsie, there you are, there's Julia Fox. And then as she starts to unravel, we see more of her and we see this darker side of her, and there's a lot more to her. Was that something that attracted you to the part as well? Because it must get tiring being like, oh great, here's another part that people think that I am as well.
Yeah. I think Elsie and I couldn't be more different, there might be some similarities, but they're very superficial. I feel like she's totally in some ways I wish I was a little more like her. She's really aggressive and a go-getter, and I think I'm a little more laid back and nonchalant about things. But she's evil.
That must have been a lot of fun to kind of get your teeth into.
Definitely.
Though. Something that I'm curious about, Marlon Wayans posted on Instagram about critics last week or a few days ago, in response to some of the criticism that the film's had, and he said he respects film critics, but that's not the full story. I'm just wondering what you made of that, and are reviews something that you particularly pay attention to?
I completely agree, and no, reviews are not something that I pay attention to. I just kind of like listen to, if a movie comes up like 2 or 3 times in my, orb, I'm like, oh, okay, like I need to go see this. My favorite movie in the world, Running with Scissors, also has like a horrible Rotten Tomatoes. Like all the movies I love have like horrible ratings. So I don't know if I have bad taste or what it is, or they just don't get it. But yeah, I wouldn't. Critics are just people.
Yeah.
It's
one person.
They're just people. Like I'm not gonna base everything on what a critic is saying.
So you're not someone who necessarily is looking at the reviews of the films that you're in. What for you is like...
Oh, no, if I'm in them, I'm looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if I'm not, no. Yeah.
In terms of what the Marlon Wayans post said, what do you think about the reviews of him, and what do you think of the...
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but, I think they're wrong, respectfully.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with horror in general? You said that it was something that you've always wanted to try.
Yeah.
Is it something that you spend a lot of time watching?
I like the gore and all that kind of like a lot of blood and all that stuff like is not really for me. Like sometimes I find myself like laughing in those moments because it's so like, it needs to be done very tastefully for me to really like believe it. I'm more of like a psychological thriller kind of girl. But I feel like him did it so well. Like it, in those moments where there was blood, it was done well. It felt real.
In terms of horror, do you have any favorites, or are there any that you've had to turn off recently?
Well, I just watched Smile on the airplane on my way here, and I was terrified. Like that movie was really, really scary, and they did it really well. But horror, I would say probably number 1, The Ring. So good, like incredible. The Hills Have Eyes. I guess that's horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like love that one.
I feel like that's a very kind of Y2K vibe as well.
Yeah, I love like old movies. I love like movies from the 90s and the early 2000s. I feel like that was such a beautiful time in cinema.
You describe yourself as a multidisciplinary artist. Did it feel good to kind of be back in like a mainstream film, which is where so many of us got to meet you in the first place in Uncut
This is my first studio film.
Right.
Yeah, Uncut Gems, it was a big movie, but it was like an indie movie.
Of course.
So this was definitely a new arena for me to be in. So that was really exciting. Felt like, being like, I felt like worthy or something. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm like good enough to be here. So that was cool.
That's so good though, because since Uncut Gems, even before Uncut Gems, you were doing your art and your photography and fashion and all of that. But is it good to be like, look, this is what I do. I am an actor.
Yes.
And be able to show that to people.
Definitely. I think people forget.
Exactly.
I'm an actress. Yeah.
On that note, what is next for you? Because you've tried so many different things and succeeded in them.
Yeah.
Are there any avenues that you've not pursued yet that you're interested in?
I definitely want to, write a film, maybe one day direct a film, produce a film. That's really something that interests me a lot. And definitely write more books. Maybe go back to college and learn a thing or two.
In terms of screenwriting, is there any...
I just never finished. I dropped out. So yeah, maybe things that actually interest me. I'd love to do that. That's something that's in the back of my mind of something I left unfinished.
Nice.
That I want to go back and tie up loose ends.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
HuffPost UK is a new channel bringing you interviews about upcoming film and TV. To support us, subscribe to the channel and engage with our uploads so we can keep bringing you more fun videos with all your favourite celebs.